Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages. I'm really excited to get to this today, as I'm going to be reviewing my first ever gift set, the Lemax Spooky Town Nightmare Video gift set. Here it is, guys. Check it out. When these gift sets were announced, I didn't know if what the packing was going to be like. Were they going to be in their own box, or was it going to kind of just be shipped with everything, in separate boxes? But really happy here to show that everything is in an actual gift box here. The art on it looks very cool too. Check that out here. Department 56 has been doing these gift sets for a long time, but Lemax, at least in the Spooky Town portion of it, portion of the brand, has not been. So it's very cool to see this being done here. And of course, this box looks nice. And one of the first things I did was I accidentally pulled the top on it here and ripped it whenever I was pulling this. So of course I did that whenever I was unpacking it here. That's my bad. So this set is available at standard Lemax dealers. It's not exclusive anywhere. It's around $110, give or take, the retail price on this. And this one was actually sent by Lemax as a media piece for review. All right, guys, here we are at my workbench. Let's see what's inside here. Let's see here. No paperwork, cards. Let's see. So we have the cardboard here. Looks like this is the building. Let's put this aside. Move this in here. Looks like it is all packaged separately here, but not in like blister packs, which is good. Here we have, let's see, street lights. We have an adapter. Let's see, power adapter. We have the multi part of it here. Looks like the figurines we have right here. The figurines, little pieces there. And we have the tree right here. So let me get into these really quick here. I will open one of them and then I'll do the rest of them off camera here. I like that they're not just totally blank cardboard boxes, that they've got a little picture on them so you can see what they are when you're packing them up. This would be cool to see this tree here, because this is like their version of, oh yeah, here we go. Check this out. All right. This is a Lemax version of like the Department 56 Twinkle Bright tree, which is something the Department 56 has done forever. I'm excited to see what this looks like lit up. So here's all the pieces, guys. I'll talk about them in a minute. Let's just get the building out of the box too. I'll talk about them all at once. So FYI, guys, when it came out of the box here, the videotape here, it popped off, but it just goes right back up on top here. I'd imagine some of you out there, it'll happen. It might happen too in shipping, but you can see here, where it goes there, it just kind of pops right back on, and there we go. So I cannot wait to talk about this building. I'll talk about that more in just a moment here. But we have the figurines here, everything that comes with the set. This is one of my favorite accessories of the year here. I love how this is a little return box for movies. We have this little guy here with the boom box over here, and then we've got these right here, these street lights, which are very, very cute. They are hooked together like this, and you have it looks like one power adapter will power them. And actually, speaking of the power adapters here, I had this guy off camera. It comes with a single power adapter here, and it goes into a tri-power adapter. It's one of the newer ones where they have this kind of plug in here. So the three powered pieces on it, it will power your building, it will power the street lights here, and it will power the tree. All right, so let's talk about Nightmare Video, and then I will show the set together in kind of a proper little scene here and show the building lit up and everything. But let's go talk about Nightmare Video. Really quickly, I did want to talk about the display base I'm using here. This is, it was done by my friend Stephanie at Village Display Studio. You can see right here. She does wonderful work, and she did this for me, gosh, a couple years ago now, and I use it sometimes in different review videos, and it'll look really good here because it's kind of the the concrete, like the stone slab, which you can see that the base here has that. So just FYI, I wanted to show this off because I don't talk about the bases I use very much, especially this guy whenever it's on there, but I did want to shout it out in this video. Here is Nightmare Video, the building proper, guys. I'm so excited to talk about this one. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot of fun. There's no animation on this piece. There's no soundtrack either. But what's going on, it's got very, very cool lighting, awesome details, and it has, I love the paint on this, the color scheme and everything. It is extremely 90s. Also, you have the pumpkin guy up here, which He's reaching out here, holding this, holding the sign here. That is, well, this guy here, I guess first, he looks like some of the pumpkin guys they've been using, some of the pumpkin motif, the big figurines, the big heads and everything, big pieces of decor they've been using on several of the pumpkin pieces. So it looks very thematic. I like how this jack-o'-lantern head looks, though. I think it looks very good, and I like how it's got the, with the green hands there and the nails on it, and it's got a spider over here. Very cool. But this piece is just massively, it's massively nostalgia-inducing. So I'm 41. I grew up in the heyday of video rental stores and Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video. This is heavily influenced by Blockbuster Video, and there's a lot of cool references here. And I figured I would just, before getting in the building right off the top, I think one of the fun things that I remember most about going to the video stores is, I'm not actually a big horror fan. I'm kind of, I don't like a lot of gore, I guess. I shouldn't say I don't like horror. That's not the case. I just don't like a lot of gore. So what I would do, though, one of my favorite things is not watching horror movies. I'd love to go to my Blockbuster or several other local chains that I had around me, and I loved going to the horror section, looking at all the box art, reading the back at all the scary stuff. It was so much fun, and it's something that, you can do it in like a resale shop, I guess, now, but it just hit different at the time back then, especially in like the late 90s. So the motif here, these colors, it's extremely 90s. You're seeing that really come back with Halloween decorations now. I love that, which it's hard to describe what it is. You have like kind of the bright colors like this, but if the old like the 50s and 60s, that kind of decor, it's like the 90s did their own spin on it to where a lot of it wasn't licensed. In the 2000s, things started to get, you have a lot of licensed stuff. A lot of the 90s stuff was unlicensed, but it had a little bit more, well, it was brighter. Maybe it had a smidge more of an edge than the old classic stuff did, but it was still, looking back now, it's still classic in Halloween. I love that kind of decor. So this building really does that. We'll go around here. I'll show you pictures in a minute up close to some of the details of it, but let's show you what it looks like lit up. So here you can see what it looks like in the gift set. I wanted to do that. If you've got the gift set, this is everything around it on the platform that I talked about. It looks wonderful. This little scene that you can create here is super, super cool. And by the way, all the pieces that are within this set, if you look in the description here, I'll have all the pieces that this includes. But it's such a fun little scene that you can create. And let's go here to the building proper, though, by itself. I love how you have the flickering in there, the TVs. It is a thing that it really makes it. This piece would have been fun if it had just, normal static lighting, but the fact that it has those flickering TVs really makes it, because it gives the kind of the illusion of animation, even though there is no animation here, which means there's nothing to break. There's no noise that comes from it. And a soundtrack would have been fun here if it had been more of an ambient one, like an old movie store sound, or even like some kind of like videos and movies, playing. But knowing how Lemax normally does a soundtrack, I'm going to guess it probably wasn't going to be that. So I think it's better that it doesn't have a soundtrack, and I like how there's no animation. But as far as the details go here, it's really, really fun. So you have a movie ratings poster up in the corner, G for ghouls, PG for pre-ghoul, B for baddie, and BC for blood-curdling. There's a poster over by the Reaper that says snack bar inside, and then the Blockbuster nod, please rewind or die, which, be kind, please rewind was the thing that Blockbuster always said, or some iteration of that. I love inside, though. There are a couple inside scenes. So you've got the TVs that are flickering on one side. On the other side, you have a dude at the cash register here. You got a couple of people, but somebody's, I guess, checking out. And then I really, really like the scene that has the guy at the, actually checking the video. So you have a horror section and a sci-fi, and it looks like kind of an alien dude is checking out the sci-fi. It looks great. I love how there's multiple inside scenes of it. The lighting and the color on this is really great too, because it just pops the color. I didn't mention that clown. There's a clown up next to the sign. The Nightmare, the Nightmare Video sign outside, though, is a big VHS tape. It looks wonderful. It's so thematic. On the side of the building, you have a couple other horror movie listings here. You have a poster here for Zombie Fest. You also have a classic horror Fright Night poster. It's very, very fun. Of course, in the front, too, you have the little sign there, the price is slashed. VHS $1, DVD $2. It's just very, very fun. So talking about the colors is one thing, but the material here, this resin building, it's listed online as resin. It feels substantial. This one, despite the bright colors, it doesn't have that like plasticness. It just looks awesome. And I mentioned the sign earlier. How it can kind of come off here, at least mine did. You can see a little glue back here. I think the glue probably just backed off a little. So whenever I put this away actually or display, I'll probably put a little dab of glue on it, but this just goes right back up here, the VHS thing, it clicks on it right there. So I love that sign too, the sign and the color here. This here is reminiscent to me of Hollywood Video. It's another defunct chain. Blockbuster kind of was the popular one, at least around me. At least that's what it grabs me at. I absolutely love this piece. This is going to be a lot of people's favorite for this year. I know that when all the pieces got released or announced, whatever you want to call it, earlier this year, a lot of people really gravitated toward this one. I thought it looked neat. In seeing this in person, though, I think it just looks spectacular. This is it's reminiscent of the theater from last year, to where there's not, it doesn't have crazy animation or anything. It's just extremely well themed with a really nice, finish on it, and it just looks very thematic. If you have a town section, this has to be in your town section. I think another thing that's cool about this one is it would work for a monster town. It would also work if you had, for like a more realistic town, because this looks like it could be like a movie store went all out crazy for decorating. I think it's just so much fun, and this one's going to be a big hit for Lemax, and I'm really happy that they put it in a gift set too, because basically it is for around $100. There's your scene in a box, pretty much. I think it's cool, and I think this one's going to be really popular this year. Here we go, guys. What do you think in the comments here? I'm stoked. This one is for sure going to be on my best of list. This is definitely a nomination for best building of the year. It's got a really good chance at it too. It really hits me in the feels, and I feel like my favorite pieces, this is just how I am. My favorite Halloween Village pieces, they almost all are somewhat nostalgia inducing, and this one, it hits me right in the feels, man. It's not that I think about this much, but in seeing this, it really does make me miss the days of, like Blockbuster Video. It was so much fun on a Friday night to go up there, pick out the movies you were going to watch. For me, I was a big gamer, so it was checking out, what game am I going to be playing over the weekend. And that was just so much fun in the late 90s and early 2000s. That was like the Friday night, the weekend ritual. So much fun. And this piece does capture a lot of the vibe of that. And I love how it also just has that 90s motif. It's just a lot of fun. And being a gift set, or being available in a gift set, is cool. Of course, you can buy it without the gift set as well. But the gift set comes with some cool pieces there. And I really like the tree, especially. I think that's really well done. I'm glad that Lemax is doing those trees, because Department 56, the Twinkle Bright trees, are some of my favorite things. So having a Lemax version of it there, I think is very well done. So I'm a big fan of it. I think the accessories it comes with are cool. Everything kind of jives together. It's just a really nice set. All right, guys, now the blood is pumping. Once you start getting into the really good stuff, it just gets me jacked for the season here. So I don't know what building I'm going to be doing next. I have a few choices here, and from me picking up a bunch of stuff at my Michaels store, and also some of the Lemax promo early release. The buildings came in. I have a lot of stuff here, so I've got a lot of stuff for the season. And as Michaels releases some stuff, I'm going to be going to pick up more of it as well. I don't have all the Michaels pieces yet. I've got most of them, but my local Michaels didn't have everything. So anyways, I'm really excited for the season, really excited to get at it. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week, but it's going to be a fun one. I'm very excited here for the season, if you couldn't tell. The video shop here is an awesome piece, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Comments, I should say, not comics. Let me know what you think below, and thank you as always for the support. Thank you for the subscriptions, the likes, the comments. I love reading the comments, and thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.